Damn. I didn't think I'd have to make this video, but there's so much controversy surrounding my name right now. I think I low-key have to, bro. And it's ridiculous because, okay, first and foremost, like I'm in my room, it's dark. I have my ring light on and I'm very tired. It's like 11 at the time of me recording this. And I have a really busy day tomorrow, so I thought it would just be more convenient and sensible to make my video right now instead of tomorrow, as I do have to leave around like 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning. But that's besides the point. I'm being blamed for a provincial decision, guys. Isn't that ridiculous? You guys are probably wondering, how on God's green earth did you become important enough to make a provincial decision? That's what I'm wondering too. And this provincial decision has actually led to me receiving a bunch of hate comments, a bunch of death threats, all of which aren't really affecting me in the slightest. I totally understand all that stuff comes with social media. It's just my first time going through it and witnessing it firsthand, experiencing it. So it is kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely making an impact, but trust me, guys, I'm good. Might stay indoors for a little while, but I'm doing good. But I know you guys are probably wondering, like, yo, what did this guy do? What did the lotion guy do? I just want to let y'all know they don't call me the lotion guy anymore. They're calling me the OSAP guy. In case you guys didn't know, Doug Ford, he made this decision. By the way, for the people that are not, in Ontario, not in Canada, please do your research on Doug Ford. I don't want to make this video like 10, 15 minutes long talking about Doug Ford, Canada, history, politics, because I genuinely don't like politics at all. I feel like politics is it's a very hard topic to speak on. People have some really strong opinions, and I just think, politics is just not for everybody, right? It's good to be aware of, what's going on. Good to be aware of, like, sorry, I'm just like not in it. But anyways, it's good to be aware of what's going on in the world right now, and with politics stuff, but just don't get too invested to the point where you're hurting people or threatening people over opinions. But anyways, enough of me yapping. I need to talk about this situation because this situation is crazy. So I want you guys to understand that I've been posting a bunch of TikToks. You guys know I take some of my TikToks, post them as shorts, right? And over the course of like these past, I'd say like 2 weeks, I started this little trend, very tiny trend, where I would go record myself with the camera and hold up something expensive like this interface right here. See, this audio interface looks really cool. Scarlet interface. Oh, it's beautiful. But what I would do essentially, I would set up my phone camera like right here, and I would record myself. I would be like, "We love you, OSAT money." And the whole joke is, I'm using OSAT money, which is school money used to, help fund school, right? And you're supposed to be using that money to go towards, school, textbooks, all that stuff. But a lot of people, not just me, they use that money to buy a bunch of foolishness, maybe put down like some investments, gamble with it, which I do not recommend. Some people even buy clothes, jewelry, cologne, right? So I made this little series basically mocking the people that do that. So I held up like a bunch of items. I made multiple parts too. It's on my TikTok. Go check my TikTok. If you're not following my TikTok, go follow it. Etaybeaton or the Lotion Guy. Search that up. You scroll down a little bit and you'll see the videos for yourselves, right? Very funny videos. And I didn't think they would do that good, but they blew up like crazy. I swear one of the videos is almost at like 400K, both on Instagram and TikTok. And that started a whole revolution. So obviously if it worked, I'm going to, post some more videos, right? So I started posting like maybe 5 parts of, me holding up items I bought. By the way, these are items I bought with, a mixture between OSAP money, grant money, like OSAP grant money, money that I earned from my job because I do work, and on top of that, money that I've saved up from a long time ago. So it was a mixture between three sources of income, three sources of money, currency, right? Held them up. We love you, OSAP money. For example, my Meta glasses. We love you, OSAP money, right? And people are falling for it. I mean, people on the internet are gullible. But what really, really, really changed the way that people think about me and the whole situation, at first people were laughing about it. And then the whole of Ontario just turned on me because the funny part is, like 2 days later, that's when Doug Ford wanted to come out and say he's cutting OSAP grant percentages from 85% to 25%. That's a 60% decrease. That is absolutely ridiculous. So with that, basically, the grant money, so OSAP is dissected into two parts: loan money, which you have to pay back, and grant money that you keep. The loan money you have to pay back, and the loan money is usually what puts students in debt. The grant money is what students keep, usually a lot of money, depending on your program. You get to keep it, right? Mr. Ford cut that heavily. So now, not only will your loans be more in the future, your grant money, you're going to get absolutely nothing. So you're going to have no extra money on the side. It goes much deeper, but that's basically surface level. So that happened, and then that just sparked an entire outrage. People are coming after my neck. People are coming after my throat. People are sending me death threats, everything. And it's like, guys, like, I understand, like, I was posting it. It's not my fault. I took accountability for posting because, you know me, I will never run away from accountability. But I genuinely don't understand why I'm, like, the scapegoat of this entire situation. Because, first of all, what really does not make sense to me is that everyone's doing it. I'm not the only person to take OSAP money and spend it on things that are not school related. People are buying Teslas. People are putting it down on down payments for housing. People are buying clothes, like all things that I've mentioned previously. But people are only getting on me for it, which is not fair because, first off, again, I'm not the only one doing it. And two, I'm not even the one that made the decision, right? So now I'm like, yo, I didn't do nothing. It's just a coincidence. And then Mr. Ford comes out like a day later, and he goes and says how people are spending their grant money on cologne and fancy watches, both which are both things that I showed in my videos, my TikTok videos. So that made it even more hilarious, but scary at the same time. And he's saying that, students, they need to invest in their future. They're taking basket weaving courses, which is pretty disrespectful. He's basically saying if you're not doing like STEM, if you're not a doctor or a lawyer, you're basically wasting your money in college and you deserve to be hit with that OSAP grant cut. So with that being said, I don't know why I'm being blamed for it. Maybe he did see my videos, but even if he did, again, I'm not the only one to be posting those types of videos. So it's just kind of sad. And people are actually sending me like crazy death threats. I've been staying inside the whole time, bro. Hey, bro, I still got a lot more to prove, bro. I still want to live life. I want to get married. I want to have kids, but people, they're just blaming me for a bunch of foolishness. And the people that are blaming me are typically like not politically aware of stuff that's going on in this world. So I just wanted to make this little video, give you guys an update. If you guys are not following my TikTok or my Instagram, you guys are missing out on some crazy, crazy, crazy drama. And last but not least, obviously this is a huge ongoing problem for students in Ontario, all of Canada. I just want to let you guys know that if you go on my Instagram, probably on my story, you will see a link to a profile. I need you guys to click on that profile and support it because it is the protest that will be happening on March 4th at 12:30 p.m. More information on my Instagram. I need you guys to check that out. We need to protest this. This is a very serious cause. Students need to get their education, and we don't want money to be a limiting factor towards them. So please support, please come out, please show up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time video or whatever. Please send Mr. Ford your emails and text him and everything. You know, we need to get our OSAP grants back. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Pray for me. And I'll see you guys in the next video.